What if you are not actually an unhappy person? What if your brain has simply been trained in the wrong direction? Most people imagine happiness as something they finally get after life becomes easier, after the job is better, after the money is enough, after the body looks right, after the inbox is empty, which, by the way, may happen shortly after humans colonize Mars. But your brain is not waiting for a perfect life. It is learning from the life you repeat every day. Every morning, every reaction, every little escape, every small promise you keep or break is training your nervous system. Your mind checks for problems. It compares. It grabs the phone when things feel awkward. It leaves tiny tasks unfinished. Then, because the brain learns through repetition, those patterns slowly become the default path. That sounds heavy, but it is also very good news, because if your brain can learn stress, it can also learn calm. If it can learn distraction, it can learn focus. If it can learn self-doubt, it can learn self-trust. You do not need a dramatic life change to begin. You need small repetitions that teach your brain a different story. Here are 10 habits that can train your brain toward clarity, confidence, and a steadier kind of happiness. Habit 1. Keep tiny promises to yourself. Most people think confidence comes from huge wins. They wait for a perfect morning, a perfect plan, or a sudden wave of motivation. But confidence actually comes from evidence. Your brain is always collecting proof about who you are. If you promise yourself a 2-hour workout and quit after 3 minutes, the brain does not hear your good intention. It records the broken promise, so make the promise smaller. Drink the glass of water. Read 1 page. Take a 5-minute walk. Write 1 sentence. Open the document for 2 minutes. The action should be so small that your dramatic inner lawyer has no case against it. The point is not the size of the action. The point is the message it sends. Every kept promise tells your brain, I can trust myself. And once self-trust returns, motivation finally has something solid to stand on. Habit 2. Stop searching for problems when nothing is wrong. The brain is excellent at threat detection. That is useful when there is an actual tiger, a real deadline, or a stove that is definitely still on. But modern life can turn this system into a habit. You sit in a peaceful moment, and your mind starts scanning. What if something goes wrong? What if this does not last? What am I missing? Why did that person reply with only 1 emoji? Suddenly, peace becomes another thing to monitor. Try catching that pattern in real time. When your brain starts looking for invisible danger, gently ask, is there an actual problem here, or just a familiar alarm? If there is a real problem, handle it. But if there is no problem, practice staying with that simple fact. Sometimes, nothing is wrong. Learning to believe that is a powerful mental reset. Habit 3. Create small moments of completion. One reason people feel overwhelmed is that everything feels half-open. Unanswered messages, unfinished projects, half-read books, half-clean rooms, half-formed plans that live in your head rent-free and never pay. Your brain likes closure. It relaxes when a loop is closed, so give it 1 small ending every day. Reply to 1 message. Finish 1 tiny task. Put 1 object back where it belongs. Close 1 tab. Write down the next step so your brain can stop holding it like a nervous intern. Completion creates momentum. And momentum often creates motivation, not the other way around. You do not need to feel ready first. You need 1 small finish that proves motion is possible. Habit 4. Spend a few minutes with your thoughts without escaping. Most people do not notice how fast they run from discomfort. A weird feeling appears, and the hand reaches for the phone. An anxious thought shows up, and suddenly there is an app open, a video playing, or a feed scrolling. Every escape teaches the brain that uncomfortable thoughts are dangerous. The more you run, the scarier the thought looks. So practice a different lesson. For a few minutes, do nothing dramatic. Sit, breathe, and notice what is happening inside your mind. No fixing, no arguing, no emergency scrolling. You are not inviting every thought to move into your house. You are just proving you can be in the same room with it. The more comfortable you become with your own thoughts, the less power they have over you. Habit 5. Protect your mornings from other people's priorities. The first minutes after waking are surprisingly important. Your brain is still soft, foggy, and easy to steer. But many people hand those minutes away immediately. Letting patience, group chats, news, social media, other people's opinions, other people's urgency. Before your brain has even arrived, the world is already renting your attention. Try giving yourself the first 10 minutes. No heroic routine is required. Drink water, open a window, stretch. Write 1 sentence, look at the day, and choose 1 important thing before the day starts choosing everything for you. This is not about becoming a 5 a.m. productivity statue. It is about teaching your brain that your attention belongs to you first. How you begin often shapes how your mind moves for the rest of the day. Habit 6. Leave things better than you found them. This sounds almost too simple, but it changes how your brain sees you. Make the bed, wipe the desk, return the cart, put the chair back, wash the cup, leave the room 1% cleaner than it was before you entered. These tiny actions teach responsibility without pressure. They tell your brain, I am someone who improves my environment. That identity matters. Because a mind that feels useful and capable has less reason to collapse into helplessness. Small order outside can create a little order inside. You do not need to fix the whole world. That is a suspiciously large project for a Tuesday. Just leave one small place better. Habit 7. Replace comparison with curiosity. Comparison is a trap because there is always someone ahead. Someone richer, faster, younger, smarter, more successful, more confident, more visible. The ladder never ends, and the internet is very happy to keep adding floors. If you use other people as proof that you are behind, your brain will never feel safe. So change the question. Instead of asking, why are they ahead of me? Ask, what can I learn from how they did it? That one question changes the emotional meaning of other people's success. Their progress stops being evidence against you. It becomes data. Curiosity opens the world. Comparison shrinks it. One turns people into teachers, the other turns them into threats. Habit 8. Learn to close the day. Many people fall asleep while still carrying the entire day in their head. Unfinished tasks follow them into bed. Awkward conversations follow them into bed. Tomorrow's worries are already waiting under the blanket, wearing tiny pajamas. Create a simple closing ritual. Write tomorrow's top priority. Notice one thing that went well. Take a few slow breaths. Put one small worry onto paper instead of letting it run in circles all night. You are not solving your whole life at night. Nighttime is a terrible boardroom. You are giving the brain a signal. Today has ended. A mind that can close one chapter has a better chance of starting the next one peacefully. Habit 9. Spend more time creating than consuming. Consumption feels productive because information is entering your brain. You watch, read, save, bookmark, collect, and think. I am learning. Sometimes you are, but information alone does not always change you. Creation asks the brain to participate. Write something, draw something, build something, teach something, solve one small problem, turn an idea into a note, a sketch, a message, a tiny project, or a bad first draft. Bad first drafts are underrated. They are proof that the idea has left the couch. Consumers observe life. Creators take part in it. Even small acts of creation strengthen confidence because they prove you are not just a container for other people's thoughts. You can make something real. Habit 10. Become the person who returns. This may be the most important habit. Everyone loses focus. Everyone skips a day. Everyone gets distracted. Everyone falls off track. The difference is not perfection. The difference is returning. Returning after a bad day. Returning after a mistake. Returning after a lazy week. Returning after the plan collapsed. Most people think consistency means never breaking the chain, but real consistency means coming back after the chain breaks. Again and again and again. That is where identity changes. Not in perfect weeks, but in ordinary moments when you choose to return, you become the person who does not need a flawless streak to keep going. The quality of your life is not shaped by what you do once. It is shaped by what you repeat. Every day, you are training your brain to focus or distract, to trust or doubt, to compare or learn, to escape or return. The beautiful part is that you do not need a new life to become a new person. You need new repetitions. Choose one habit from this list. Make it small enough to repeat today. Not impressive, not dynamic, just repeatable. Then repeat it tomorrow and let your brain slowly believe a new story.